Fantasy Island. Brought to you by delicious post-raisin bran with wholesome bran flakes and plump, fresh-tasting raisins in every spoonful. Post-raisin bran.
Betty, this is the best strawberry jam.
Of course, I made it with the best plump, juicy strawberries.
Oh, you sure are picky.
For Betty's breakfast, I'd pick only the best.
I like some raisin bran.
Some raisin bran, I'd pick only the best Post.
Well, I thought the other one was better.
Wrong. Of the leading raisin brands, Post tastes best. And you won't find one with more plump, fresh-tasting raisins.
Post raisin bran does taste best.
When you're picky about raisin bran, you pick the best Post.
You know this house? There's one on every block where all the kids play. And there's a mom kids can depend on to make days fun. That's a mom who depends on Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid pre-sweetened. It's about half the price of soda. And soda doesn't have vitamin C or those special Kool-Aid fruity flavors.
Skating and Kool-Aid, wow! Well, Mom, you sure know a lot about fun. Yeah!
Moms depend on Kool-Aid like kids depend on moms. Kool-Aid brand soft drink mix.
For all the soap and water you've so patiently put up with. For all the things you've had to share without a single complaint. For all those things, I'm glad they've made your Gainsburgers with more real meat. Oh, sure, Gainsburgers still has that neat burger shape, but now it tastes even better with the real meat you can't get from the leading dry dog foods.
New, better-tasting Gainsburgers with more real meat. You'll be glad we made them taste better, and so will he.
Aren't you glad? Today's the day I start my new carpool. The one my boss is in. I'm gonna need all the confidence I can get. Am I glad I'm using Dial?
Dial, the leading deodorant soap, gives you twice the active deodorant ingredient as the #2 brand. Twice the active deodorant ingredient.
Parker! Boss?
Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here, sir.
More the merrier.
Oh, thank you.
Dial, with twice the active deodorant ingredient.
Aren't you glad you used Dial? Now is the time. ABC is the place.
Great times are coming your way.
It's all right here on ABC. Now is the time.
Honey, where's the other trash bag?
There's only 2.
But every week I usually carry 3 to the curb.
This week we switched to new, tougher Hefty.
New Hefty trash bags now have an inner layer reinforced with tougher plastic. So tough, the load in 3 weaker bargain bags can now be held in just 2 same-sized Hefty bags.
We'll use fewer bags and save money.
And make fewer trips to the curb.
New Hefty.
Toughen up to overstuff.
What makes a Pizza Hut pan pizza so good? It's a pan full of homemade taste. Made fresh with dough we raised twice. Baked in a pan with a light, crispy crust. Dripping with pure mozzarella cheese. And your favorite toppings. There's only one place you can get a pan pizza this good. Your hometown Pizza Hut restaurant.
Celebrate the royal wedding and come tell us what bugs you in front of Graham's Knitting Nook in Pacific Beach on Garnett near Dawes. Come see the What Bugs You crew, then watch yourself Wednesday on the news at 5 on 10.
Check out the weather with Bob Mills Weekends. His weather reports and forecasts help you plan your weekends to get the most enjoyment. Watch his weather reports at 5 and 11.
Fantasy Island will continue in a moment. Monday, a dream come true, a chance to make it to the top. You light up my life.
I'm Mitch Duncan. The stories we've been working on for you tonight. Governor Brown was in San Diego as 2 California district attorneys investigate his office. A big apartment fire in southeast San Diego. 1 man seriously burned. A Poway boy in critical condition tonight after being accidentally shot by his brother. And a trolley that has captured the imagination of the country starts charging tomorrow for its rides to Tijuana. And Mike Smith has the latest on why JJ didn't show up for camp today and Gene Klein's reaction. Bob Mills with the weather. The news at 11.
These delicious summer fruits are now arriving at Safeway at low Safeway prices. Juicy peaches, plump plums, mouth-watering watermelons, incredible cantaloupes, great grapes. The pick of the crop from our buyers in the fields to you at great Safeway prices. So save now on juicy Safeway summer fruit. Summer will never taste the same again.
Jerome's is making room for new arrivals with big markdowns on top quality furniture. This is a great opportunity to save now at Jerome's pre-trade show clearance.
A Hawaiian Headache for Rockford, Monday at 3:30.
Remember what your dad called it? Laurel teaches Hardy how to drive. Those were giddy times. We didn't know whether we were coming or going. What do you mean, we? Oh, you had the patience of a saint.
People from coast to coast, calling up friends to keep them close.
That was a few wrinkled fenders ago. Did you have to bring up wrinkles?
Reach out and touch someone.
Turner! Ferraro! Oh, yeah. Here you go, Joe. Abbott!
Dear Grandpa, bet it sounds funny being called Grandpa. I know you wanted to be here, but these pictures show how handsome he is. Must run in the family. We're fine, and I've never been happier.
Who's that? That's my grandson, Joey. They named him after me.
Trust your stories to Kodak Film, because every picture counts.
Today, in the third round of the U.S. Women's Open, Kathy Whitworth, a 23-year tour veteran, continued on her way to her first Open win. Bonnie Lauer dropped to second, while Beth Daniel moved to within 2 strokes of the lead. Watch final round coverage, then the National Sports Festival, tomorrow on ABC.
Your baby's comfort begins with love.
Leslie wakes up happy every morning.
Because she sleeps comfortably every night in Love's.
Only Love shapes its padding like a real hourglass. Wide, where Leslie's wide. Tapered between her legs.
Love's fits her comfortably all day.
Love's cradles our baby in comfort.
Love's Flexible gathers snuggle up gently. Move with your baby's every move. So Love's fits comfortably. Ordinary diapers sag, leave gaps, can't fit as comfortably.
Love's puts its padding where she needs it most. Helps keep her comfortably dry, day or night.
In Love's, we know she's more comfortable 24 hours a day. Sweet dreams, Leslie.
Your baby's comfort begins with love.
Now new improved Colgate tastes better than ever.
You get the fluoride in the taste, the fluoride in the taste, when the clean in your mouth is Colgate.
100% pure mint taste. Better than ever.
And Colgate's got the maximum fluoride protection you can get in any toothpaste.
Proven fluoride protection. Get the fluoride in the taste, the fluoride in the taste, when the clean in your mouth is Colgate.
Get new improved Colgate. Pure mint taste.
Maximum fluoride protection.
These Palmolive suds last and last.
And last and last and last. Us Palmolive suds don't know the meaning of the word quit, but we sure know what value means. Palmolive liquid is concentrated to last.
One squirt did all these dishes.
Who'd you call a squirt?
So you buy Palmolive less often than many brands and save.
Ah, a head for value and soft Palmolive hands for kissing.
Oh!
Palmolive saves money because the suds last and last and last.
Next on Fantasy Island.
Mr. and Mrs. Thomas Wilkerson recently celebrated their 25th wedding anniversary. Their fantasy is to meet as total strangers.
So much for love at first sight.
Are you with anybody?
Just me. Miss Archer's life, until she met Mr. Foster, was a most dangerous, even sordid one she would desperately like to forget.
Jack!
That was a mistake, you know.
London is ready for the royal wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana. Horse-drawn carriages are ready. The church choir is ready. The royal guards are ready. And ABC News is ready to capture every exciting moment. Please join us.
Beginning Tuesday, see it all on ABC.
In tonight's news, Governor Brown makes a quick exit after speaking at a gala downtown affair. An apartment building in southeast San Diego went up in flames tonight. One person seriously burned. And the latest on why the water's a little brown in the South Bay. Bob Mills has the weather, Mike Smith the sports. I'm Mitch Duncan. The News Weekend Report is next.
You know why I love Pepsi Light? Lemon. Pepsi Light is the only soft drink that put a little touch of lemon together with a real cola taste. And that little lemony touch makes Pepsi Light taste sensational. But the real reason I love Pepsi Light is this. 1 calorie. 1. That's all there is in Pepsi Light. And that helps me keep looking light all over.
Looking Pepsi Light. Bonds will give you lower overall prices. Guaranteed.
Plus, Bonds' great weekly specials, like fresh California-grown whole frying chicken, 59 cents a pound. Red ripe whole watermelon, 9 cents a pound. High-C fruit drinks, assorted flavors, 58 cents. Quantities are limited, so hurry to Bonds. And for your convenience, most Bonds stores are now open 6 a.m. to midnight, 7 days a week.
Bonds markets where low prices and quality are guaranteed.
My mayonnaise gets a certain creamy richness from real eggs.
Well, Light and Lively gets the same richness from real eggs.
My mayonnaise gets its delicate taste from a secret blend of seasonings.
Well, Light and Lively gets its delicate taste from a secret blend of seasonings.
My mayonnaise has a...
more oil. A Light and Lively reduced calorie mayonnaise has less oil for less than half the fat and calories, and it tastes great.
You're learning.
New Light and Lively reduced calorie mayonnaise from Kraft. The taste is for real.
Elliot Gould and Donald Sutherland in the original MASH, late night tonight.
Hello, here's the latest at 11. Governor Brown is saying he is confident his office will be cleared of any wrongdoing as a result of an investigation by the Sacramento County District Attorney's Office. That investigation, along with another by the Los Angeles County District Attorney, centers around charges the governor's staff tried to obstruct a state probe of his campaign and office practices. Now, Governor Brown was in San Diego tonight as the Mexican and American Foundation honored the President of Mexico, Jose Lopez Portillo, as their Man of the Year. The governor presented a number of awards. After those presentations, he bolted out of the hall and ran to his car where we tried to ask some questions. Governor, could we talk to you for a second? The security people around the governor said he had to catch a plane. This Saturday night, July the 25th.
The news with Mitch Duncan, Bob Mills weather, Mike Smith sports, Sky 10, the live Instacam, and the award-winning Channel 10 news team.
A southeast San Diego man was seriously burned tonight in an apartment fire. Tonight, investigators tell us Miguel Lugo was cleaning either car or bicycle parts using an electric fan to draw the fumes out of his apartment. The fan's motor apparently sparked the blaze. It took firemen at least 15 minutes to put it out. The fire left behind an estimated $85,000 damage. A 10-year-old Poway boy remains in critical condition tonight at Pomerado Hospital. The boy, Jeremy Stephen, and his 13-year-old brother, Robert, were playing with their father's .22 caliber pistol when it went off. Jeremy was shot once in the head. Sheriff's investigators tell us tonight the shooting was an accident. No one is being charged. There's again talk of a strike by postal workers tonight. Leaders of the union representing clerks and drivers in 9 states are urging the membership to vote down the contract. But the national union president is asking for a yes vote. But the workers in the Northeast say they want to go back to the bargaining table. An agreement was reached last Tuesday, heading off a nationwide walkout by 500,000 postal workers. And it is quite certain tonight air traffic controllers won't be approving their new contract. The union locals, which have announced their vote totals, have all turned down the agreement without exception. That sets the stage for more talks and a possible strike vote. In Los Angeles tonight, grocery clerks and their employers are back at the bargaining table while the strike votes are being counted. Talks between the two had broken down earlier in the week, and it took a federal mediator to bring them back together. Susan McBride has the story for us tonight.
The clerks are asking for a wage and benefit package totaling a $7 an hour increase over 3 years. Employers offered an initial package of just over $2.50 an hour. Union representatives responded by saying that was ridiculous and walked out of talks. It's expected this new round of negotiations will continue throughout the weekend. However, both sides still feel a strike is likely at midnight Tuesday unless there is a drastic move forward in talks. Some stores are advising shoppers to stock up on favorite items just in case there is a shortage on the shelves. But at this point, it doesn't appear those shoppers are very concerned. The Teamsters and the Butchers Union have both pledged support of the clerks if they strike, though it's up to individual workers to honor that pledge. Today was busy at an East San Diego store, but not busier than usual.
If they go on strike, I just shop at either here or at the little market by my house. I'm not buying anything extra.
Are you going to change your buying habits at all, where you shop?
No, I don't think so. If I run out of something, I'll just go to a little store, because we have a couple of them by our house.
I live from day to day, more or less. I'm a bachelor, Drink more beer than I do food, probably.
The Food Employers Council has said stores will remain open, though they probably will shorten hours and customers will face longer lines. For the news, I'm Susan McBride reporting from East San Diego.
Oceanside's Mayor Larry Bagley has been invited to the White House for a briefing there. President Reagan has been meeting with mayors from around the country to discuss the relationship between the cities and the federal government. The meeting is scheduled for August the 3rd. Bagley was going to be in Washington next week anyway to lobby for help to restore the city's beaches. A different kind of problem for South Bay residents tonight. Their drinking water is still a little brownish in color. Water company officials say the water is safe to drink. But the news has learned the water may be discolored because a new filtration plant in the South Bay may not be up to par. Leonard Villarreal has the story.
For the third day now, Diane Kressel checked the quality of her water. It was not as dark as before, but today there was a greater concentration of dirt or sediment. Throughout the cloudy water ordeal, city water officials stressed the water may not be pretty, but it is safe to drink.
Well, I have no intentions of drinking it. We're drinking bottled water right now. We're cooking with it. We're making other food with it because I don't want to put that in our food. I don't want to drink it. I don't even particularly want to bathe her in it.
Originally, officials said the water turned brown because the reservoir level was low and sediment from the basin got into the water supply. Then they said too much chemical used as a deodorizer got into the water, and that's why it turned brown. Once again, residue is now showing up in the water. Yesterday, Ronald Germain, the senior chemist for City Water, said the brown water was caused because the machine, which runs automatically, put too much of a chemical called potassium permanganate into the water. The non-toxic compound is used to control the odor, taste, and clarity of the water. Meanwhile, officials at the lower Otay Reservoir said there was no noticeable change in the amount of permanganate dispensed, calling it a mystery. The news has learned from a source familiar with the operation of the plant that one theory for the dirty water is the failure of the new water treatment plant to properly purify the water. Up until 4 days ago, the new plant was working in conjunction with the old plant, which was built in 1914. Our source says the new plant is a lemon, and as of yet cannot properly treat the 15 million gallons of water it processes a day, thus dirty water. Gene Crossley, the water plant supervisor, elected not to appear on camera today. He again confirmed there was too much permanganate in the water, perhaps not because too much was added, but because enough of it could not be removed by the new plant. Crossley said the new plant was sound and that they were simply experiencing a basic upset in the pre-treatment area. Despite all of the confusion, officials consistently say the water is safe to drink. For the news, I'm Leonard Villarreal.
The talks aimed at ending the United States-Mexico tuna war have been put off. We'll have that story when we come right back. And in the second day of the Middle East ceasefire agreement, the PLO Yasser Arafat says it's a shaky peace.
Best movie ever. High Noon. Best war. England versus Zanzibar. Lasted 38 minutes. Best beer. This one.
Herman Joseph's, a great tasting beer for the man with great taste. Smooth, satisfying Herman Joseph's.
Best buy.
Brewed more expensively than any leading beer.
Manhattan for $24.
Herman Joseph's, a great tasting beer for the man with great taste.
Casino Swiss cheese. Here is a distinctively mild taste, and here is where it all begins. Milk, smooth, fresh, creamy milk. From this gentle beginning come the smooth textures and mild tastes of these Casino varieties. Swiss, Münster, Monterey Jack, mozzarella. The results are pure natural cheeses with no preservatives. The beginning is fresh, creamy milk. Ask for Casino cheeses from Kraft. They're mildly incredible.
There's good news on the wind in home federal country.
A new certificate account insured up to $100,000 that will quadruple your investment in 10 years. To take advantage, you must set your course now by opening an interim account today. On August 1st, we'll transfer your money to a high-earning account for the term you choose from 4 to 10 years. You could get back 4 times what you put in. Don't miss the boat to make more of your money at Home Federal.
How did Daddy Crisp develop the ultimate 100% natural real potato chip? By rejecting countless potatoes. By tasting. And testing for the perfect container. The results? Daddy Crisp. Just as many real potato chips as in a bag, but in a crush-proof can. Daddy Crisp. Quite possibly the finest, freshest real potato chips money can buy.
Try Daddy Crisp's new Royal Hawaiian Maui-style potato chips.
There's peace in the Middle East tonight, but it's a shaky truce. That's the warning from the PLO leader Yasser Arafat. Arafat says the ceasefire worked out by special United States mediator Philip Habib is only temporary. The PLO leader met with reporters in a basement near his Beirut headquarters today. He called the 15 straight days of Israeli bombings inside Lebanon as a turning point in the PLO's fight for autonomy. At a news conference in San Diego, supporters of the PLO say there won't be peace in the Middle East until Palestinian rights are recognized. Members of the Palestinian Arab Fund said the United States should cut off aid to Israel now.
In the full participation of the Palestine Liberation Organization, the national leadership of the Palestinian people, in any negotiations concerning the fate of the Palestinian people, as designated by the United Nations General Assembly resolutions.
And according to that group, the PLO only resorts to violence after peaceful negotiations fail. That's what they say. Talks aimed at ending the United States-Mexico tuna war have been postponed, and officials don't know when they'll be rescheduled. The meetings were to take place next week between State Department and Mexico's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They were going to discuss territorial limits and import limits on tuna fishermen. The State Department says both sides need a little more time to prepare. San Diegans are going to be put on the honor system first thing tomorrow morning. A ride on the San Diego trolley is going to cost you $1. Some folks took advantage of a good thing while it lasted, though. Since Thursday, transit officials have been giving rides on the house. They're very free. It's estimated more than 50,000 took the free rides after waiting. Now remember, tomorrow, a ride on the trolley will cost you $1. Bob Mills tells us about a light show over San Diego in the weather forecast. Mike Smith tells us one of the stars of the Chargers didn't show up at training camp today, and we'll show you how 60,000 people spent the day at the beach.
When it comes to film, America's turning to a new color. Green, the green box of Fujifilm. And with Fuji, the Blue Ridge Mountains have never looked bluer. And there's never been more yellow in the yellow rose of Texas.
Real pretty.
In fact, from the California redwoods to the green grass of home.
Beautiful.
People all over the red, white, and blue are turning to green. Fujifilm.
Fujifilm is available at any Dean's Photo Store.
Back when most filling stations meant gas only, John Quinn, for a company to become Chevron, turns all his filling stations into service stations by ingeniously installing air compressors and water outlets, crossing another frontier. Today, Chevron's commitment to service is even greater, evidenced by its Hallmark Award program, recognizing Chevron dealers also committed to service, from your underhood needs to your windshield. Chevron was born on the frontier, and we've never left it.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of
Hey, whoa, camp's back there.
Guys, after 3 days of nothing but fish, I look for a change of the menu. Besides, it's our last night. It's my boat.
All right, so where are we going?
I know a guy down here that serves up a really good steak and a terrific Lowenbrau.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrau.
You guys have any luck today? Not until now.
Let it be Lowenbrau.
More than 60,000 people crowded Imperial Beach today. Not to get a suntan, they had a $4,000 incentive. The city of Imperial Beach held the United States' first sand art competition. A $1,000 grand prize awaited the winner, plus $3,000 to the runners-up. The traditional sand castle was challenged by different sorts of sea creatures. The competition was stiff, but everybody had a good time playing in the sand. What's this about a sky show tonight, sometime around midnight?
Yeah, it's going to start about midnight, Mitch, and go up into the morning hours, and it'll start tonight and go for about 7 nights. It's a meteor shower that is happening eternally in the universe, but the Earth moves into position to see it each summer about this time.
It happens all the time?
Yeah, it happens all the time. It's there all the time. We're just not in a position to see it is all.
And when we're not here anymore, it'll still be going?
It'll still be going on. For about the next 7 nights, you will have a chance to see it, not so much around in the city. If you really want to take a look at it, get out into the country where the air is clear and we don't have the light pollution and that sort of thing.
What, Oceanside?
I would suggest Alpine or up around Pine Valley, someplace like that. The little streaks going through the sky are about the size of peas. They burn up coming into the atmosphere from
we'll look up for that.
A comet. Yeah, I hope maybe we'll get to see something. Now, let's look from the other direction. That way down. Okay, that's the satellite shot as it saw us today. Awful lot of cloudiness out there. We call that the marine layer, my friends. And it's layered out there like frosting on a cake, several thousand miles out from the coast of California and all the way up and down the west coast, as you can see. No storm action, nothing like that, just a bunch of cloudiness. And those low clouds will creep in on us again, although it's not going to be quite as much as we thought. At first we thought it would come clear into the interior valleys, probably up to the foothills of the mountains, and stay until about mid-afternoon for the beach areas. But we don't think it's going to be quite that heavy. You'll probably see a little more sunshine than we thought you would tomorrow. Maybe as much as today, who knows? A little cooler today, although the situation is going to change and it'll start to become warm again. We're still getting a flow of moist tropical air up from Mexico, mostly over into Arizona, however. Thunderstorms building up there. Tucson had about 1.25 inches of water today. They're not used to that much all at once. Look what's happening in the Pacific Northwest. That swirl that you saw off the coast there on the satellite picture a minute ago, causing the situation to warm up. Those people are getting inland air now. Very, very warm out in the Pacific Northwest, and they're not exactly used to that either. Storms throughout much of the Rocky Mountain area. They had severe thunderstorm alerts out tonight, and some of them did hit. Hail in Greeley, Colorado. The Rawlings, Wyoming had 83-mile-an-hour winds. That's enough to blow you over, I'll tell you, and then some. Heavy rain this morning in parts of Nebraska. And in the past hour or so, it's raining all the way from Kansas City into Chicago, Indianapolis, Detroit, Cleveland, and probably all the way over to the East Coast. Everybody has their eye on London, of course. Mike Ambrose is on his way over there. He'll be reporting on the royal wedding this coming week. And I checked the temperature in London today. It only got up to 59 degrees. A low last night of 52, so it's a short thermometer, and it's a little bit cool for summertime, but I'm sure it'll warm up for the royal wedding. Here's what it looks like on the national satellite picture, and you can see a lot of cloudiness over much of the United States today. Scattered showers and thunderstorms over quite a large area from the Rockies across the northern tier clear into the Great Lakes from the East Coast. Over Lindbergh Field right now, it's partly cloudy. Will become a little more cloudy with those low clouds as the evening goes along. 70 degrees, 10-mile visibility, 73% humidity, not unusual. Winds out of the southwest at 6. And 29.91 on the barometer. Here's what it looks like as far as the temperatures around our county are concerned. Warm temperatures yet over into the desert. Not quite as warm as yesterday. Most of them have dropped 5 or 6 degrees from yesterday. Officially, it only got up to 78 today at Lindbergh Field. Overnight low of 69. For tomorrow's forecast, night and morning, low clouds along the coast, and then some clearing, and probably a little earlier clearing than we originally thought. You'll have plenty of sunshine. Should be good surfing. South-facing surf beaches especially will get some fairly high surf, 4 feet, maybe up to 7. And inland, fair and warm, and some gusty winds over the desert. So that just about covers the whole thing, Mitch.
All righty. Thank you very much, Bob.
Yes, sir.
And you have a good night. You'll be interested to know what Gene Klein had to say about John Jefferson not showing up for camp today. That's next.
Things move slowly when you take orders at each local office. But with telemarketing, you centralize through the Bell Network, the world's most advanced information management system. Orders flow to one office. You speed up your order cycle, speed up cash flow. You are already part of the network. Use it. Put our knowledge to work for you. the Information Management Network from Bell.
And now a few warm words from new Mrs. Smith's quiche.
Say I love you, say quiche, say Mrs. Smith. Say I thought of you, say quiche, say Mrs. Smith.
Say something special with new Mrs. Smith's quiche. Light, tender, delicious.
Say it's just for you, say quiche, say Mrs. Smith. Say quiche, say Mrs. Smith.
My name is Earl Swenson. If there's one thing I know, it's ice cream. I know the best way to make ice cream is the old-fashioned way. So that's what we do every day right in our store. I think it's nice that a big company still makes ice cream the old-fashioned way. Other big companies don't do it. It's more time and trouble, but I think it's worth it. I believe it's the only way you can get ice cream to taste this good.
I'm Christopher Lee. I've appeared in some of the most terrifying movies ever made, and it is my pleasure now, as host of Tales of the Haunted, to take you on a television journey into a new dimension in fear you will not want to miss. It is a 5-part tale of evil which stars Jack Palance as a man without mercy or conscience. Be with me Monday through Friday, from the first chilling moment through the final shattering climax.
Starting Monday at 4:30 for 1 week only.
Bottom line, John Jefferson is a very nice person and an extremely gifted athlete. Did he just forget to show up to camp today?
I'm afraid I wish I was. I wish it was that simple, but it's not really. But you know, when the bell rings, when the season starts, he'll be there.
I hope he's there.
I bet he will be. Everyone knew it was coming. Best kept secret in town, really. Never. John Jefferson, a no-show at the Chargers UCSD training camp today. J.J. feels he's worth a bit more than the Chargers are paying. So to make his point, he's staying away from the practice field. No denying J.J. means a lot to the Chargers, but Gene Klein has a policy against renegotiating contracts.
Would like to play football. He's more than welcome. He's very welcome to come and join his teammates. And if he chooses to spend his life with another career, we certainly wish him very well and the best of luck.
J.J. is not the first superstar to take a powder. It kind of happens about this time every year. He and the Chargers will go round and round for a while, but you can bet it'll finally be settled, and J.J. will probably be back in uniform by the time the season starts. Another player was absent today. Ralph Peretta notified the Chargers he's retiring. Walter Payton and the Chicago Bears got together on a new contract today. Good for Walter. Terms weren't announced, but it said he's going to be getting about $2 million over 3 years. The Sockers won tonight, but fell into a second place in the Western Division of the NASL. Mike Stoyanovich and Kaz Dana scored to give the Sox a 2-0 win over Portland. Sockers picked up 8 points. LA got a 9-point victory, though, over San Jose. They lead the Sockers 124-123 in the standings. Julie V was ejected again tonight. Will miss the Sockers' final 2 home games. One other score in. It was New York over Montreal by a score of 2-1. Friars clinched second place in team tennis standings tonight with a 30-20 win over the California Oranges. The Oranges' only moment of glory came in the first set when their doubles team of Sharon Walsh and Barbara Potter there on the near court took Mary Lou Piatek and Leslie Allen. It took them a 5-3 tiebreaker, though, to win it 7-6. The Friars went on top in women's singles. Miss Piatek stopped Miss Potter 6-3 to give the Friars a 12-10 advantage. Mary Lou has been playing well since taking over the singles chores from Leslie Allen. The Friars increased their lead in men's doubles. Butch Waltz and Ross Case down Stewart and Reason 6-3. Waltz later came back to win men's singles and clinched the $24,000 prize for the top singles player in team tennis. And Coronado's Lucy Gordon needs just one more win to make the field in next week's Wells Fargo tournament at Rancho Bernardo. Miss Gordon won her qualifying match today with Genevieve Gryway. Real struggle, though. Miss Gryway won the first set 6-1. Then Miss Gordon came back in straight sets to win the match 7-6, 6-4. A win tomorrow would put Lucy in the Wells Fargo field. Pancho Carter won his first ever IndyCar race today, taking the Michigan 500. Kind of a victory really by default. Wrecks and engine problems knocked out most of the field. Carter stayed out of trouble, then outran Tony Bettenhausen Jr. to take the checkered flag. This one was rough on cars, drivers, and pit crew members. Fire broke out in the pits during Herm Johnson's stop. 14 people caught up in the inferno. Fortunately, no serious injuries. Veteran A.J. Foyt wasn't as lucky. He hit the wall in the 80th lap. He underwent surgery tonight to repair compound fractures of his right arm and a puncture of his left leg. Kathy Whitworth is within striking distance of her first LPGA U.S. Open. She leads Bonnie Lauer by 1 and says she's going for it tomorrow. No need to be cautious at this point. While Whitworth and Lauer were busy fighting for the lead, Beth Daniel was doing a good job of staying right in there behind them. Beth closed fast with a birdie here on 17, then came back on the par 5 18th with a 4 for another bird. She's 2 back, and don't count her out.
Well, the Open, in my opinion, is the tournament to win, and it would be my greatest thrill in golf if I were able to win it.
Lauer and Whitworth started the day dead even, and they fought it out all day long. Good example on 18 of the closeness of the play. First, Kathy with her third shot, and they don't come any better than that. Not to be outdone, Miss Lauer stepped up and put the ball within inches of Miss Whitworth's ball. Bonnie then tapped in for a birdie to go 5 under and a tie with Kathy at that point. But not for long. Miss Whitworth duplicated Lauer's birdie and moved to 6 under. Her play at times was erratic, but she's right there at the top.
I don't know. I just couldn't read the greens very well. I was putting kind of poorly, and then I got a couple of, shots over the green, and I didn't get it up and down and free putted a couple of times. So that really is scary when you're on these kind of greens. But anyway, the birdie did help my feelings a little bit.
Bye. Beth Daniel and Pat Bradley also have a shot at it. Channel 10 will bring you the final round live tomorrow at 1. It's Pick'em in tomorrow's final round of the Busch Classic in Virginia. 6 golfers with a real good chance. Curtis Strange, Howard Twitty, John Mahaffey, Andy North, George Kittle, and Mike Sullivan. Some folks left Del Mar with their wallets kind of bulging today. Those who tabbed the 5-7 double combo took home $1,200. In the feature, a great stretch run between French Charmer and Tap Dancer. Here's how it looked.
And French Charmer into the stretch. It's I Got Speed in front by a neck. French Charmer second by a half length. Stop Dancing third. Tap Dancer fourth, moving up on the outside. And Friona. Now it's French Charmer in front and Tap Dancer. French Charmer on the inside and Tap Dancer. And French Charmer is winner by a neck. Tap Dancer second by 2.5 lengths with I Got Speed finishing third.
Finally, WBA bantamweight champ Jeff Chandler retained his title today, knocking out Julian Solis in the 7th round. Now, bantamweights are not generally known for their devastating power. Well, someone forgot to tell Chandler that little guys can't hit. Actually, you better tell Solis. I don't think he remembers too much about the outcome because he slept through it. Chandler the win, 258 for the 7th round. And Cajon Speedway tonight, Tobin Witt won his 2nd main event of the year.
Tobin
Witt.
All right. All is not flowers and goodness for Lady Diana. We'll see that next.
Do you know us? You know our songs? Shine, little rover, glimmer, glimmer. But our faces hardly get a glimmer of recognition. So we carry the American Express card. Without it, we'd be up a lazy river without a you-know-what.
To apply for a card, look for this display wherever the card is welcomed.
The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
I dig 100-foot well for a buddy. And what do I get? Light beer. You ever taste light beer?
You ever taste Coors Light?
You ever taste beer, what?
The surprising taste of Coors Light.
Not bad.
Comes from pure Rocky Mountain spring water and high country barley.
Good beer.
And a way of brewing that squeezes a lot of the calories out but leaves all the taste in.
All right, I'm surprised.
Coors Light, the surprise is how good it tastes.
It's time for the Furniture Industry Summer Trade Show. We'll spend weeks looking over more furniture than you can imagine, searching for quality, fashion, and good values for the fall season. What we order will start arriving before we get back, so to make room for new merchandise, Jerome's is clearing out everything that won't be repeated. Both stores now have big markdowns on all these items. That means quality furniture priced to clear now. Don't miss this opportunity. With our $2 million inventory, you'll find the furniture and the price you're looking for.
What makes a Pizza Hut pan pizza so good? It's a pan full of homemade taste. Made fresh with dough we raised twice. Baked in a pan with a light, crispy crust. Dripping with pure mozzarella cheese. And your favorite toppings. There's only one place you can get a pan pizza this good. Your hometown Pizza Hut restaurant.
Keeping a stiff upper lip is something of a British tradition, but with the royal wedding just 4 days away, the pressure was just too much for the Lady Diana. She burst into tears at a polo match. More from ABC's Bob Dyke.
If Lady Diana was feeling the strain from her punishing schedule and constant public exposure, she showed no stress this morning as she watched her fiancé review a Royal Navy unit. In fact, Lady Diana seemed to be enjoying herself as the band struck up the inevitable tuneful reference to the big day next week. But about 5 hours later, Lady Diana's mood perceptibly changed in full view of the cameras which have been dogging her since the day she said yes. She was waiting to see Prince Charles ride in a polo match, one of his favorite pastimes. Suddenly, without explaining why, within hearing of reporters anyway, she got up and left. The cameras followed her, and so did Prince Charles. She went to a car, and they talked for a while. Unconfirmed reports say she was fed up for the time being with all the attention she's been getting, and broke into tears. Afterwards, reporters got through to Prince Charles. Then Prince Charles went back to the game, apparently so confident in his bride-to-be that he scored the winning goal. Bob Dyke, ABC News.
Mike Ambrose is in London.
CBS News correspondent Phil Jones reports that President Reagan advised Senator...
All of us at Channel 10. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, SeaWorld presents a rip-roaring, high-flying, all-star summertime circus. It's extra fun at no extra charge.
Salad lovers, Wishbone wants you to learn the word for robust Italian flavor.
Robusto.
New Wishbone Robusto Italian dressing.
This 1982 J2000 for $6,500? $6,500 only at Mesa Pontiac on Miramar Road.
A 5-part thriller begins Monday at 4:30 on Channel 10.
I wonder how a degenerated person like that could have reached a position of responsibility in the Army Medical Corps.
He was drafted. There is no question of loving anybody. It is a question only of...
Kiss my hot lips.
Yes, they are hot.
Lips. Hot lips?
We have got to share this with the rest of the camp.
This isn't a hospital! It's an insane asylum!
The film that started it all, MASH, tonight's movie, next on Channel 10.